Aisitsu, my fellow Salotus, it is I, Chaos, and welcome back to the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. We just got finished off, I say we just got finished off like I did about a week ago the last episode. We finished off the first part of Chapter 3, which was the investigation into the Steel Samurai, who supposedly murdered the evil magistrate, I believe the enemy was called. I can't remember the guy accused for this, I can't remember my client. Don't get me as a lawyer, please, for the sake of your own sanity. But yeah, we did some investigation, we checked out the studio in which it took place, and we found a few crucial bits of information. I think the biggest ones were the photo we got, which was not of the guy himself who was the one accused, it was just him in his costume. But we don't know if it's him or someone else, who knows. But also we know that that photo was apparently the second photo taken of the day, and there was supposedly, you'd think there'd be a first one, but that wasn't found, so that's about all I remember. I think the murder was like 2:30 PM or something. I'm pretty sure it'll be reminded in the autopsy report, but here we go. Oh, Edgeworth's back? Really? Oh. I was wondering who the rival lawyer would have been, or the prosecutor. What do they call him? I think that's that, I don't know. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Yeah, okay, so this prosecution. What was Edgeworth's voice again? I think it was just like dark and edgy, wasn't it? Just like, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 PM on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well, I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. And how he's going to behave this time. I'm led to believe Gumshoe's generally a really good guy, and that he kind of develops a friendship with Phoenix at some point. If the anime has said anything, but I don't know, I guess we haven't seen it yet. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. I go there? I can't remember. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 PM on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? That's the one I went in, yeah, okay. Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 PM, the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 PM. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. Because he got stabbed through the heart. And you're to blame. The time of death was 2:30 PM. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Listen to that whole thing again. I tell you, I'm going to listen to it one more time for my own benefit, but I'll skip it out in the video. I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Wonderful to know. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. So I'm not questioning Gumshoe this time. It's just the lady. I feel like I need to come up with a voice for her that doesn't destroy me. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow?
I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please. His Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names.
Wendy Olbag, dearie. So just call me Grandma.
Oh my god, she's doing this again. Right. Objection! I object to the witness talkativeness. Objection sustained! The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I was just getting to the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony? Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yesy, I was.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you.
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Right, okay. Just listen to this. One thing I'm kind of remembering, actually, is Will Powers was supposedly the one who did it, but his key card was in his room. He could have obviously had a second one, sure. But, just, I don't know. Anyway.
On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from there until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
Okay, well, I can already use the picture right here. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I'm gonna question everything on her anyways, just to be sure, and then we'll throw the evidence in her face. So you're right, I don't really need to say anything about that, do I? Poor Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. Had some errands to run. What kind of errands?
Oh, well, you know.
No. Answer the question. Oh.
Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know.
Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station?
Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job.
I'm not sure your boss would see it that way.
Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years.
Wow. Oh god, I forgot Maya's voice.
Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too.
I think that was it. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty.
Not a bad idea.
So wait, it was 1 when she got to the guard station. But wait, she said that she was at the station until 5, but she had... Oh wait, no, to run that morning. Okay, so she was watching in the morning and then went back to her station afterwards, apparently. Okay, had some errands to run that morning. 1 when I got to the guard station, yeah? Did you see the victim then?
Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station.
Tell us what happened next.
I was at the main gate from then until 5.
Okay. So you're watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second?
Of course! I am a professional, you know! Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper?
No, it's just... After seeing you eating those donuts in the guard station yesterday.
I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time! Snipper-wapper! Snipper-wapper? Oh, Windbag is losing it, Nick.
Why didn't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon, the whole time. Very well. What did you see? Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Right? You should be a bit more... I feel like you should be a bit more, like, assertive with this. How did you know that?
Oh, I had my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective is cut out for his job.
Wow. Poor Detective Gumshoe. Getting ratted out by a security guard. Even had a nice thing to say about her. God. Because a certain man walked by at 2. 2? You sure?
Sure as spit.
Well, who was the man?
Really? You should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was.
It was Powers. Yeah, I'll just question her on this. So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance.
Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
Okay, well, that seems like a good enough time, if any, to show the picture. So yeah, taken at 2 p.m., but obviously it's the costume, not him. Objection! Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo.
The oversized trousers.
What is this exactly?
None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Old Bag? Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone could plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't. Oh, he's losing his cool a bit more in this one. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, Witness.
He's having trouble calling her Old Bag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Oh, nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What? Wow. Even Edgewell is surprised, damn. Okay.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed. All of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow. Our windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. He's good.
Let's hear about your proof, then.
Right. Okay. Now we get to more of a grey area.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs, see? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he had sprained his ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Right, yeah, I was about to say, this is a tricky one. Because it's understandable for... Hang on, what my evidence to begin with? Yeah, there's nothing about... I can use it to press him. So I guess I had to press her on stuff. And well, wait, what did I press her on? Sorry.
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't said anything yet.
I'll have you know I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I say is on the straight and narrow, the up and up.
Oh, for God's sake. I didn't even check what I was questioning her on.
Mr. Wright, please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness.
I think Edgeworth has met his match. Okay, so yeah, I questioned her on that. Okay, so there's not really much I can get from that. Morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. Trip and fall?
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. Oh, what a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped to make it better for him, of course.
You helped to make it better?
I kissed it where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. Wait, so what time did that happen then? I'm probably pressing on a bit too much on that, but like if she kissed it better, was that at the time, I guess? Yeah, I guess so. Probably just completely unnecessary. He broke one of the props. He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Murder weapon. A break in the shaft has been mended with duct tape. And it actually has, yeah? Okay, apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot where he walked.
Dragging his foot? Okay. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is the steel samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. Kind of is. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes? And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right.
Are you sure? You're sure, Your Honor? I'm gonna object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also.
I've still got the photo with the number, haven't I? Then allow me to remove the doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Or will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice.
So wait, continued? So this is a completely new one, yeah. So I pressed her on the right thing, okay. Time of Paul Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true?
The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
Because of the camera, yeah?
So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Right. I guess I can't take Will Powers' word on him having a nap, because, well, he's not really a part of this, is he? Time of Paul Hammer's death was 2:30 PM, true? Well, yeah, we know that for a fact. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Maybe I'll get time from this. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. Just double check. What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before one? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention...
Oh, hang on. Oh, if they had, I would have seen them. Yep. I keep forgetting Maya's voice. Why am I doing this?
Oh, windbags, you're as bulls. Oh, you know what I mean.
Oh, windbags have a way of skipping over important details after all. Well, for that matter, entirely forgetting them.
How convenient.
Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Is that it? You would have seen them. Are you sure? No, that's worth jumping in. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Okay, yeah, so we've heard this before. I guess the picture is all I can really press on. Let me take... Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. No. Let me check the guide map quickly. So, I don't think that really says anything. I guess I'll present the picture again. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photograph was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you want us to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m, photo 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo 2.
Photo 2?
The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo 1 if it really was the only photo?
No, it shouldn't be. Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Me? Oh, you watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help!
Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
So help you are. You're a whippersnapper too.
Uh-oh.
Whippersnapper?
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
Okay. Is it actually going to be valid, though?
I see. A testimony, please.
Okay. The other person. We can get details, or is it just going to be blind guesswork?
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remembered throwing out one photo that day.
Okay. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Well, I'd say this was a term for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Okay. The other person. So, why did she throw it out then? And like, I mean, that's still pretty vital information. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one important job to do. Yeah, okay. How many photos are there usually?
On a day when we're open to the public, we get more than 500 people. But on filming days, on rehearsal days, well, we don't have much money. We never get more than 50, and that's a big day.
Do you back up all the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating.
Okay. For any photos that aren't suspicious looking. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch the suspicious-looking Will Powers' photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Can't think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. Okay. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Oh. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area.
Oh.
The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and, well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and...
And?
They're kids, children, whippersnappers.
Kids? So, on the photo that you erased...
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
What? That did a murder like that.
Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh yes, well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on?
I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and they are already trying to unsuspect him.
This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
I mean, they've opened up the possibility that there's another way into that recording area, is the thing. So, there's another way for them to get in to do the murder, so, yeah. Mr. Powers?
Yes?
Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio?
Oh, I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest.
So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
Oh, I couldn't imagine anyone would steal a Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me?
It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick? What are we going to do?
First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right. And it would take them so long to shoot us down that we can't get another day. Or we can get another day.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not optimistic at all, actually.
Hey, Nick. It's time.
Okay, let's go.
What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that.
It's just making him lose even more confidence.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Etworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter?
The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence. But there is still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts?
The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime.
Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized.
Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough.
So who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed the murder?
I mean, the grade school boy... I don't want to say because I don't think it's a grade school boy. Studio Late is a possibility. or the assistant girl who was in the vicinity, right? But I also don't want to feel like she's the one who did it. But then again, if I could bring her up to the stand and talk with her, we might get some information out of it. Because we brought up the bellboy before, and he wasn't responsible for any of it, but he gave us some crucial information. So I'm gonna say the assistant girl. It was the assistant. The Steel Samurai costume was in his dressing room. She stole it, and in doing so, she became the Steel Samurai.
So you're saying the Steel Samurai in the picture is really the assistant?
That's correct, Your Honor. I think I was wrong. If you're serious, you've got guts, Mr. Wright. Remember the photo? Wasn't the Steel Samurai a little lame? He was dragging his foot. Oh. Uh-oh. Bad feeling time. Remember the testimony concerning Powers' injury? Well, yeah, but it doesn't... I mean, she could be small and, like, she's dragging it. That could be a thing. Right? Oh, she's cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. The assistant knew nothing of Mr. Powers' injury. She could look at the Steel Samurai look with that costume. But she couldn't walk the Steel Samurai walk. She would have been limped.
The guy takes the leg out from under that case.
Mr. Wright, I'm afraid I have to penalize you, as I warned.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
May we move on, Mr. Wright?
This fight isn't over yet. I'm really stuck on this one. I mean, the security lady could have absolutely have done it. Where was she in all this, right? And she knew about the injury. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag.
Who?
The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. Now, this one made plenty of sense. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag.
What? Whippersnapper?
Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag?
Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you?
Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. And slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder.
Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume?
Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers.
I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright.
Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes' tomb, baby. Oh, that's perfect. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump out with an objection and some new damning evidence?
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter?
The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time.
What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something.
What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. I guess press a bit further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Mrs. Oldbag's actions on that day.
But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer?
You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too.
Indeed.
That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope.
Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased.
He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. Second or third grader, was it?
That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
That boy is not the killer.
What? How could you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders day, whippersnapper?
I have proof.
Proof?
Indeed. Now let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder?
Don't think it'd be a samurai spear, the card key. The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. Okay, so I was right, but I had to look at the key card instead. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key?
I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this?
The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first.
Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name?
Something old bag, Your Honor.
And the prosecution will look further into this old bag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Yay! I didn't lose. Got close?
Oh, wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me? I'm talking.
Oh, God.
Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldback, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony?
Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about.
Uh-oh. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
Well, testify.
Oh, we're still going. No, I thought the video was over, but no. It's going to be like an hour now.
Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people in the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
What?
Miss Oldback, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told.
Yep. Always up to authoritarian figures. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
My chances must be dwindling regarding... to be fair, I've only messed up twice, haven't I? And that didn't actually count when I got the photo wrong. Okay. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. Who were those people? Or these people?
Well, the director and the producer, for starters.
The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course.
Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it.
So where were these people?
The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that.
Where?
Oh, in Studio 2 trailer.
Studio 2? There was a Studio 2?
Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over.
Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but... yeah, take a break. Okay. Your Honor? We have learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and, some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people who have just been told of.
Oh. I understand, Your Honor.
This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
There we go. Is it for real now? Okay, so she's not going to be the one held responsible right now. But, yeah, okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It's nothing. Oh, or should I...
We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We had to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination.
So, Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that steel samurai costume?
Could it really have been Old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick.
Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers.
Poor old windbag.
I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios.
Right, we'll be back to visit you soon.
Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Alright, so like literally was just a little bit longer. They wanted the... Fair play. Okay, fair play. I mean, it was pretty, like, unnecessary, I guess. I just had to literally ask her about the people, and she's like, oh yeah, just Studio 2. Studio 2! Now we consider that. Okay. Anyway. There you go, there's our save data done. Right, so now move on to day 2 with the investigation, where I assume we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of this and really find out who the other person was that most likely did it. Most likely was the reason. I actually didn't expect Edward to come back at all. I always thought it was every chapter is a different prosecutor, but apparently not. Apparently not. And it's cool, because Edgeworth is a really interesting and pretty cool character. I will be telling you, he's a pretty cool dude. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all enjoyed. I've been Chaos, you've been the episode 1 for Lawrence, as you always are. And until it's time, remember to do the usual. Like if you enjoyed the video, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more. Maybe go follow me on Twitter for updates and stuff, because in case you don't know me by now, inconsistency is my quality. I've also got my Twitch link in the description below. Go follow me on there. I do streams usually 3 days a week, so I definitely do consider it. Most importantly, of all things, ladies and gentlemen, take care, everybody. Sayonara.